Boxing fans around the world, what's up? How are we doing? Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, Fatal Fury. What a fight! What a fight! Oh, that was so good. Definitely lived up to the hype. Got me pumped up. I'm even wearing, the sparring gloves for this one. This is serious, serious business. Let's get stuck straight into it. So, starting off with Chris Billiam-Smith against Brandon Glanton from the States. I believe he's from Atlanta. Not bad, not bad. Decent fight. I was entertained. I thought some of my friends were telling me it's a boring fight. I didn't think so. Maybe not the most technically skilled boxing fight, but I thought it was decent action. Both guys were happy to stand there and trade. I thought Brandon Glanton started off very well, maybe too well. He was throwing, putting a lot of power on those punches, missing a lot of them. And I think eventually he just got tired because he's swinging at 100% from the first couple rounds. And eventually the gas tank went out. And then Chris Billiam-Smith, I think he did very well, stayed composed, stayed true to his game plan, listened to his corner, Shane McGuigan, excellent coach, just kept things calm, took some good shots, delivered a lot of very good shots, wasn't swinging wildly like Glanton. Not that Glanton was swinging wildly, but wasn't swinging with all the power he had like Glanton. And in the end, it was kind of like survival of the fittest. And he kind of, his gas tank outlasted Glanton's. And there you go. There was only one winner at the end. It was a fair decision, unanimous decision, fair enough. Chris Billiam-Smith did quite well. No disrespect to Chris Billiam-Smith. I think he's a phenomenal boxer. He does box quite well. He's strong, durable, got a good gas tank. And he's quite skilled, but he is like on the cusp of world level. But do I see him like winning a world championship at cruiserweight and then defending it for a long time? I'm not too sure. You've also got Jaya Pataya in there. I feel Jaya Pataya might be a bit better. Brandon Glanton, he had a good showing for himself. He was in that sweet spot where he's entertaining to be a draw and to get people's attention. And he's good. He's tough. He provides a tough challenge for any opponent, but he's not too tough where you don't want to throw him in there because he doesn't have a fan base and doesn't have a belt, so he's just going to ruin your plans. You know what I mean? He's in that sweet spot where he's good, entertaining, provides a challenge, but not too good to ruin your plans, so you want to avoid him. He's in that sweet spot, and he should take advantage of that, and I'm hopefully we'll be seeing more of him. And up next, we have Clarke against Vidal Riley. A bit of a disappointing fight. I'm not trying to take anything away from Vidal Riley. I thought he was very impressive. He exceeded my expectations and then some. I think he controlled the fight. I think he controlled the pace of the fight, the rhythm of the fight. I don't think he really got out of second or third gear. Probably didn't even get out of second gear. So credit to him for that. He showed he was the better boxer, surprisingly. No disrespect to him, but I thought Siobhan Clarke with the pedigree, with the disappointing performance last time around when he lost his European belt, I thought we'd see like a reinvigorated Clarke, a hungry Clarke, a determined Clarke, a Clarke determined to right his wrongs. Unfortunately, we didn't see that, man. And kind of like his previous fight, he just seemed a little bit disinterested, underwhelming. He wasn't really at it, in my opinion. I didn't see that like desire, that hunger to win, to fight, to beat the other guy. I didn't see it. Again, not taking anything away from Vidal Riley. That's not the reason why Vidal Riley won. Vidal Riley won because he outboxed Clarke fair and square, pretty much start to finish. The one or two times Clarke did land a good shot, maybe 2-3 times, Vidal Riley took it quite well. So, fair play to him. I have to say I love what they did with the promotion, the North London Derby stuff. I did enjoy that. I like how everyone played along. The boxers had it on their shorts and on their robes coming in. Also, the announcer, when he was announcing them in the ring, he said representing Tottenham, representing Arsenal. I quite like that, even if it didn't go the Arsenal fans' way, but c'est la vie. The better boxer won on the night. Up next, we've got Billiam-Smith against Aaron McKenna. Aaron McKenna, take a bow, son. 10 out of 10. You really blew me away. I was very impressed. Aaron McKenna I saw yesterday seems like world level, honestly. I don't want to hype him up too much, but excellent job. He was composed, Again, didn't seem to break a sweat. Excellent, like, ring craft. Controlled the ring, controlled the pace of the fight, completely nullified Liam-Smith. We didn't really see much of Liam-Smith. We didn't see Liam-Smith's combinations, fast hands, power, nothing. I think McKenna just kept him at bay. Switching, southpaw, orthodox, I think was excellent. Excellent. He didn't seem fazed by the occasion. He didn't seem fazed by the name. 10 out of 10, man. Oh, sorry, I'm adding this in later because I forgot to mention it when I was originally recording. The way he controlled the ring, the way he would turn Liam-Smith with his hand, like he'd turn and control where Liam-Smith's position is with his hand, I thought was absolutely phenomenal. Man, the guy, he really impressed me. Even like when he was using his forearm to like get in Liam-Smith's face, okay, it's not really allowed. Referee warned him and then deducted points. Fair enough. But just to do that, and just the timing of when he'd do that, and just to know the tricks and to dictate the fight on your terms like that, I was thoroughly impressed, man. Liam-Smith, I'm a huge fan of Liam-Smith and of Callum Smith and the Smiths in general. It's been a brilliant custodian of British boxing, so I don't want to write him off just yet. But that was not the Liam-Smith that we have all come to know and love. Up next, Anthony Yarde against Lynden Arthur. Don't want to spend too much time talking about this one. I thought Lynden Arthur started well. It's their third fight, of course. Started well. Had a good jab, had a bit of an awkward style. Anthony Yarde kind of struggled with him the first couple of rounds, in my opinion. But then as the fight wore on, I think Anthony Yarde grew into the fight, and I think in the end he was a deserved winner. I'd like to see Yarde now really challenging for the world title again. Maybe Buatsi, maybe Callum Smith, before he goes on to a world title level. It's interesting, he's got 2 losses. But his only loss was to Beterbiev and to Kovalev. The Kovalev one, he was actually doing quite well. There was a point, I think, round 7, 8. It was a couple of years ago now. I don't remember it that well. But he was like 1 punch away from knocking out Kovalev. And then the gas tank just completely went from Anthony Yarde after that. And in the end, he got knocked out by a jab. But that's because he was completely exhausted. Lynden Arthur, I've always liked him. Very decent personality, decent boxer. He kind of reminds me of like the British Gabe Rosado. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. Got a lot of respect for Gabe Rosado. But similar in the sense that up against elite level opposition, he comes up short, but he does well. Like against Bivol, he wasn't that bad. Like he did well. Obviously, he came up short. Bivol was the winner, fair and square, unanimous. But it was a decent showing. And then on the lesser than elite level, he gives him a tough time. On his night, he can beat anyone that's just below that world level, as we saw with Anthony Yarde in the first fight when he beat him. And otherwise, he'll pose a tough challenge, and he'll be a decent opponent to anyone that's coming up there, kind of like Gabe Rosado. They've also got the tattoos going on, so I don't know, my mind just kind of relates the two together. And lastly, let me get the gloves for this, man. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, should I say? What an amazing fight that was, man. Lived up to the hype from start to finish, even before the start when the Rolls Royce pulls up and you see Senior with Junior, smile on Senior's face. That was excellent. What did you guys think? How long ago were they planning this? They said they were planning this for a while or all along or something like that. Was it like from a year ago? Was it from like a month ago, a couple of weeks ago? Do you know what? I was watching last week, Senior was in that walk for Michael Watson, the charity walk for him. I think it was last weekend. And obviously in hindsight, Captain Hindsight, if you look back, and because Senior was living in Australia or in South Africa, I believe, one of the two. Forgive me for that. He was living there, and then suddenly a week before the fight, you see him in London. So Captain Hindsight tells me, okay, he's probably going to show up to his son's fight. But obviously at the time I didn't make that connection, but I should have now. I should have, to be honest. Excellent. Conor Benn coming out with his dad, Nigel Benn, to Dangerous, his dad's song. Chris Eubank coming out with his dad, Still Dre with an orchestra. It was just legendary, man, start to finish. And what a fight we got. What an excellent fight we got. Man, that was amazing. What a fight. I had it 115, 113 to Eubank Jr., which is 7 rounds to 5. The judges had it 8-4, 116, 112. I think 7-5, 8-4, cool. I don't know if you could give it 6-6. But listen, take nothing away from Conor Benn. And Conor Benn, he proved yesterday why there's weight classes. And in my opinion, if they're both the same weight, if they're both naturally around the same size, I think Conor Benn wins that fight. I think so. I think the difference in weight was the difference. And that being said, mate, I mean, so I had it even going into the 10th, and then I had Eubank Jr. winning the 11th and 12th. But in the 11th and 12th, especially the 12th, Conor Benn was taking some shots that he really had no right to be able to take and just keep going. Like, some of those shots with the weight difference, like, he should have gone down. But he just could not go down. There was that determination. There was that grit from Conor Benn. There was that family name is on the line. He refused to get knocked down, let alone knocked out. And, credit to him, man. His stock went up hugely in my eyes. Despite the close loss, his stock went up. And even, like, he hurt Chris Eubank once or twice, just about. I mean, he didn't, like, knock him off his senses, but he did hurt him once or twice. If they were the same weight, yeah, Chris Eubank would have gone down with that one. The one that really kind of shook him in the middle rounds. I forgot what round it was. But credit to Conor Benn and credit to Chris Eubank, man. I thought after 3-4 rounds, I thought Eubank was spent. He looked exhausted. I thought the weight cut got to him. But, man, that was like round 4 or 5. He made it all the way to the end. Performed excellently. I think it was just an excellent night from both guys. Did their family proud, did boxing proud, did their dads proud. Both of them, Eubank and Benn. And I'm glad they're okay. Obviously, Eubank went to hospital after the fight, but we're hearing he's okay. I'm glad, man. There was one point, I think, towards the championship rounds, maybe 10, 11, 12, I was like, listen, like, I was a bit worried for both of them because Benn was taking punches he shouldn't take from a bigger guy. Eubank was looking exhausted, but, man, they really blessed us. What a performance. Some people saying they want a rematch. Some of my mates saying they want a rematch. I don't want a rematch. No, I think yesterday was perfect. We got it. It was a long shot fight to make in the first place because of the weight difference. We're lucky enough to get it. It was absolutely excellent. Lived up to the hype. Let's leave it at that. Let Conor Benn dominate his weight division. I think he can dominate 147, 154. On yesterday's showing, oh man, he's a force to be reckoned with. Chris Eubank Jr. can probably look at, winding down his career now, although that was an excellent performance yesterday. Can't wait to see them in the future, back again. Can't wait for this coming Friday. We've got the Times Square, the Times Square, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, Devin Haney, Barbosa, Ramirez fight night. It's going to be great. I'll talk to you then. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know if you'd like to see a rematch. Let me know what your scorecard was. That's my dog barking in the background. And as always, keep those hands up.
I know you feel it. 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 I know you feel it.